Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Damo. On today's video I thought I'd do a little garage update, but just store it in the garage this winter, and I'll come on to that in a second. So I thought we'd go round the current state of play with all of the cars on the fleet and give a little update on what's happening with each of them and talk a little bit about them, because there's going to be some changes. 911 first. If you are a regular viewer of the channel, if you're not, why not subscribe? Check the other videos. You'll know that we've recently acquired a Gen 2 Porsche 997 base model 3.6, not the S, and we have gone halves on this car. I own this 50/50 with a family member. In a few days time they're going to come and pick it up and have their share with it. There have been a couple of problems that have gone wrong with it. The aircon condensers broke. Only one did actually, leaked, but it's beneficial to get both replaced. So they've been done. The aircon broke. That happened on the hottest day of the year, which is a bit inconvenient. These things always do. And I went away for a few weeks and came back, and the front driver's side tyre had gone down a bit. The PSI on that tyre was about 7 PSI, so I suspected it had a puncture, slow puncture. Took it in to get looked at. Anyway, it didn't. It needed resealing, basically. The tyre just needed refitting. I think there was just it wasn't quite a tight seal for the tyre on the rim. Anyway, they've taken that off. They cleaned the rim a bit more and got that tyre back on. So that's all okay now. Ready to go to its stint with the other owner. Moving on then to the Mark III NC 2-litre Mazda MX5. This is my better half's car, so I don't use it that much. When I do, I don't fit in it very well. It's a bit snug, a bit too snug for me. I like it, but it could do with an exhaust to really pep it up. It sounds, even though it's 2-litre engine, it just sounds a bit too Japanese. It could really do with a bit more of a raspy exhaust note for me. Things that have gone wrong with it, there's no plans to change this. Nothing's really gone wrong with it actually. The front brake caliper was sticking, we suspected, and we've been using it more. My wife's job changed, so she's been driving it a lot more, and consequently that caliper sort of freed itself up, so I'm not quite as worried about it. They do look very old and very original, those front brake calipers. Probably need doing at some point, but they work. It's not sticking anymore. This car's driving fine, doing what it needs to do. I think I mentioned in previous videos there was a problem with, I suspect we had a problem with, in the cold, with water ingress coming in. There's some holes under this cap here on the front sort of scuttle where water can leak into the electrics. I think that was causing some battery drainage. Yeah, we had a battery drainage issue. We're looking on the security camera, we could see that the headlights were mysteriously switching themselves on in the middle of the night for no reason. Anyway, that seems to have all been sorted out, and I think we may possibly put this car in the garage, not to use, but just store it in the garage this winter, and I'll come on to that in a second. Moving on then to possibly one of the longest cars I've had, second longest car I've owned, the Mercedes C350e. It's a bit of a star of the channel. It's a plug-in electric hybrid. It has gold wheels. We're going to get those changed. That's sort of point number one. This thing, as stellar as far as I'm concerned, can't get enough of this car in terms of what it does for us. It just ticks so many boxes. We went on holiday to the south of France. We drove 1,600 miles in this car, there and back, family of 4, plus a dog, plus food, plus luggage, all crammed into there. Average speed of 67 miles an hour. I cover this on one of my other videos where I talk about driving on French roads. Getting an MPG between 40 and 45. Admittedly, we weren't using that much electric, being on the motorway a lot of the time. So super comfortable, so super reliable. Just got in it, just did the job. Can't really find any fault with it. Consequently, we're going to treat it to a better set of wheels. I'm going to get some aftermarket black and silver wheels, because the gold wheels, yeah, kind of gone off them over time. They've not really done it for me. It's had new tyres recently, it's had an MOT, it's had a full service. All that got done before we took it to France. Oh, and it's had a 4-wheel alignment as well, which made a bit of a difference because we were getting a wear on the inside edges of the rear tyres. But other than that, yeah, this is a kudos car that we just, I don't know what we'd replace it with, so it's staying. Right, onto the two garage queens, the two, well, I say halo cars. These are my, I fully own these. These are my kind of passionate cars, I suppose, passion cars. We got the Lotus Evora S, which has been amazing. Really, really love the Evora. I really do. However, it's not getting used. We've now got 5 cars, and the time's come for a change. We've had it over a year. I have enjoyed owning it. It's been perfectly reliable. It's a really brilliant bit of kit. So it's been so well looked after. It's such good condition. Obviously we kept it in the garage, but there's a for sale video up for this. Private plates come off it. It is for sale. And the plan, you can see garage is a little bit scruffy, so I'd quite like to get the garage tidied up, get some proper storage in here, and get some proper, make it look a little bit better. You can see I'm moving on to the Peugeot 205 in here. Peugeot 205 GTI 1.6. We had the wheels refurbed on this. It's gone in for its yearly, I'll say, MOT, and as part of that, the garage, he's a little Peugeot specialist over in Hartley Whitney, if you're in and around the Surrey, Hampshire area, who I recommend very highly. One of the brake drums was sticking, I probably mentioned this in one of my other videos, on the back, so they were all a bit corroded and old, so they've been done. Look at my other videos as well. This car's been dry ice blasted underneath and all protected. What else? Oh, we've had a door pin, only one, unfortunately. Could only get hold of one door pin, so we've had the door pin done, so the door now shuts a lot more smoothly on the driver's side. However, this car tests my patience a little bit, and I'm just, for all sorts of reasons, and it's just frustrating. So even though I'd had all of those things done, I came back, the wing mirror, the rear view mirror had fallen off, so I had to stick that back on. Again, these are not big things. The right speaker not working, again the connection had just come loose, not a big thing. The left indicator just started clicking really fast like a bulb had gone. They were all fine, but again that was a bad earth. It's all sorted now, but these things just keep coming at me with this car, and no matter how much love I give this car, it just keeps throwing these things back at me. Anyway, consequently, this plate is going to come off. It's going to go back on its original plate. It's going to go up for sale. The other interesting thing about this is I managed to find information about the previous owner, one of the original owners. This car has a fascinating history. I always threatened to do a video on it in more detail. I'll talk a little bit about it now. From new, this car was owned by HM Revenue and Customs, kind of operating undercover from 89 to about 92 in and around the London area, catching bad guys that were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, basically. It had a lot of covert radio gear in there, and there's evidence of like fitment of things like that. Most of those trim pieces have been replaced and you wouldn't necessarily know, so that's got quite an interesting story. One of the guys who worked on the fleet of those covert cars back in the day knew that this car, it had a designation, and I can't remember what it was. I want to say DC 74 or something like that, and he was familiar with the car, knew it was going to auction, because I think they kept them for a minimum of 3 years or a certain amount of miles, and then they just put them through the auction. So it went to ADT auction in around 93. He went there knowing it was going through and bid on it and bought it, and then kept it for another 10 years, right up to 2003. So he's known this car for the vast majority of its early life, which I thought was a fascinating story. Yeah, I managed to find his details in the paperwork and make contact with him, which is really interesting. Possibly he might want to choose to buy this car, don't know, but that's up to him. So, but this Peugeot 205 1.6 GTI that really wants for nothing, totally usable car now, so been well sorted, had the suspension done on it, new springs, new shocks, wheels, tyres refurbed, all on the original 14s, cam belt done, rear main seal done, rear brakes done. It's got a Miltec exhaust. It just wants for nothing. It's ready to go, full MOT. Last couple of MOTs have been green with no advisories, so for sale. So that is it. 205 GTI, Lotus Evora, Mercedes C350e, Mazda MX5, and Porsche 911. So there's going to be some changes. We're going to roll. What those changes will be, I think we're going to roll these two cars into one. That will give me an opportunity to clear the garage a bit and take time to get the garage done up a bit, make it a bit cooler. Not sure what we're going to roll these two cars into. It will really depend on what's available on the market and what I fancy. Current things we're thinking of: BMW M4, Aston Martin V8 Vantage, not sure about that, Audi R8, BMW i8, what else, BMW Z4. So we'll have a bit of money free from getting rid of these cars, and we'll go out and see what is next on the list to buy. Alright, thanks for watching this this Damo's Cars video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done. Write in the comments, tell us what you think. Go back, check all the other videos out on the channel. We'll see you again very soon.